you're a man in your 40s, 50s, or 60s, you've probably heard it all before when it comes to losing weight. The endless diets, the punishing workouts. And let's be honest, most of these tactics, one, are not sustainable, and two, they don't stick. A lot of people end up falling off the wagon. Why? Because they're trying to change everything all at once. But today, I want to talk to you about a different approach. The focus of this topic today is talking about what you can add in rather than what you can take away, right? So what are the things that you can add into your existing routine rather than things that you have to stop doing? I'm Rayan Brown, founder at rayanbrown.com, which is the 40 plus metabolic reset system. So if you're a man over 40 and you have a slow metabolism, you want to lose weight, this is the program for you. So let's dive in. Think about the usual advice that you normally get for slow metabolism to lose weight. You have to cut all the carbohydrates out your diet. No more beer. You can't have no more beer with your friends. You have to join a gym and you have to spend an hour on the treadmill each time you go. And this no pain, no gain belief systems that is pushed upon us. And to be honest, all of that sounds like punishment, doesn't it? Because what that's saying is it's about what you can't have and what you have to do. Sometimes these tactics will work for the short term, but for sustainable habits long term, they won't work because we're trying to change everything all at once. It's what leaves a lot of us miserable. We end up falling off the wagon and end up right back where we started. This game plan is not sustainable. So now I want to introduce you to the addition mindset. What can you add in to your current lifestyle rather than what you have to stop doing? And I believe this will change your belief on how you see weight loss and how you see improving your health and becoming a healthier version of yourself. So instead of focusing on what you have to stop doing, you have to stop eating your favorite food, you can't go out and have the beer with your mates, I want you to focus on things that you can add in that will help you to hit your goals that you're after and ultimately increase the quality of life as you age. So it's really about making small positive upgrades to your current life that will help you to create momentum. Here's why. Most men who wants to lose weight, who have a slow metabolism, has been eating unhealthy diet for many years. There has been lack of exercise for many years. So this is not something that happened within 1 or 2 years. This is like something that's been brewing for sometimes 10, 15 years. Now, for you to take a program on and within 3 or 4 weeks, you're doing a 180 on everything in your life, the foods you used to eat, the beer you used to drink. Look, you can do it, but it's not sustainable because you're trying to change everything all at once. And in my coaching program, one of the things that I preach on is we have to do things slowly. I normally sign clients for 6 months. Sometimes it may take longer than that because we can't change everything all at once. We have to go slowly a lot of these things because we're not only looking at losing weight, speeding metabolism up, but we're looking at sustainability, which is the most important thing. You want to be able to do things that you can sustain, because if you can't sustain them, eventually you will stop doing them. The goal is, yes, to lose weight, but the goal is to also sustain the weight loss for good. So how do you implement this approach into your current lifestyle? I'm going to give you some examples. Instead of saying I can't have any more bread at breakfast, why not add some more protein to that breakfast, right? For example, you could add a few eggs and you could scramble those eggs with spinach, right? That could add some more protein to your existing breakfast that you're having. If you're somebody who loves smoothie, you could add a few scoops of protein powder to your smoothie. A lot of guys love to have smoothies in the morning, and their smoothies a lot of times consist of lots of fruits and oats. And I say, can we add some protein powder to that smoothie, right? So your smoothie is not just carbohydrates, but it's also protein. So the big idea for this one is really, can we add more protein to the plate? Because the more protein you add to your plate is the more it will push certain carbohydrates off your plate, and in the long run you will have a more of a balanced diet where you're eating good quality protein and carbohydrates at the same time. So again, small changes. Another example, instead of saying I have to cut the beer or the soda after my dinner, because a lot of guys, men 40 plus, will love to have the soda or the beer after a dinner. Instead, can we have a glass of water with our dinner, right? So before you have your dinner, have a lovely glass of water, or after your dinner, have a glass of water. Still have your beer, still have your soda, but you're just adding in some more stuff, right? Because it's very hard for us sometimes to not have the soda, to just go from having the soda every day to all of a sudden not having it. Rather, can we add some water? And the more water we have, we might need to drink less of the soda. So again, you're not removing things from your plate, you're adding things to your plate. And these things will ultimately support your goal and help you to build new habits. The same goes for exercise. Instead of saying I need to go to the gym for an hour, why not just walk for 20 minutes, right? No, why not just walk to the bus stop? Or why not walk from the bus stop? For example, I take the trains to work in the morning and I walk to the train station. On days when I don't go to the gym, guess what? Once I get off the train, I jog home. Instead of saying, you know what? I have to go to the gym. If you can't go to the gym, can you just add something else into your life? And I promise you, you doing this will not only help you to build these new habits, but they will put less pressure on you to be able to always have to go to the gym, always have to get the right thing, always have to hit the mark. Another example, instead of having to lift weights, right? If you don't want to lift weights, a lot of guys 40 plus, they don't like lifting weights because joints hurt, don't want to be a bodybuilder, don't want to have muscles, so you don't want to lift weights. But instead of you lifting weights, what can you do? Some push-ups at home? Can you do some body squats at home? A lot of us guys this age, we have a lot going on, right? Family, work, we just have a lot of plates spinning. Sometimes we don't have time to go to the gym. And like I always say, can we work out at home, right? When I don't go to the gym, my home becomes the gym. I have all the equipment here to help me build and maintain the muscles I have. So again, we're not saying stop doing things or we have to do this. We're saying, what can we add in? What can we add in into our current routine that is just part of what we're doing, and we just add it in so we don't have to change a lot of things. And all I'm saying, just add things into your current routine rather than have to stop, because it makes it much easier for you to sustain it. This approach works because it builds sustainable habits and you can add it into your already existing routine. So you're not fighting willpower or you need to be this super disciplined person to be able to do these things, because you're already walking to the train station, you're already going to work, you're already having your dinner, right? You already want to work out. You don't have to go to the gym. You could do it at home. And every small habit that you had into your life, it's a win. And over time, these wins are really what help you to gain confidence, ultimately boost your metabolism, and ultimately lose weight, and ultimately be the best version of yourself that you want to be. So for this week, let's give it a try. What's one thing that you can add into your routine starting today? Just one thing. It could be a glass of water first thing in the morning. It could be a glass of water before your dinner or after your dinner. It could be going for a walk before your dinner, after your dinner, at lunchtime. It could be walking to the train station. It could be walking back home from the train station instead of getting on the bus. It could be doing the workout at home instead of going to the gym. 20 push-ups, 20 squats, right? 10 burpees, some sit-ups. These are all things that you can do. So I want you to choose one of these things that you can implement into your existing routine this week. And again, the idea here is not what you have to stop doing, but what can you add in to your life, right? What can you add into your existing routine? Instead of saying, look, I can't have this. No, keep having it, but just add something else to it. That's all this idea is about. It looks quite simple, but it has a profound difference over time if you just keep adding in these things into your life, and it will eventually push some of the things out your life that are not benefiting your health. If you find what I've just shared valuable, please leave me a comment below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit subscribe for more straight talk about men's health, boosting metabolism, weight loss, so we can increase the quality of life as we age. Thank you for watching. See you soon.